Hello and welcome back everyone on our channel IUCT. We continue with our discussion on college applications, the pains and shivers around that. So for that we today have Samanvi, who's a high schooler. So she will have a lot of insights, a lot of views, a lot of feedbacks to give it out to us, and we'll be capitalizing those all information. So as you know, as you've been following my channel, you've been very interactive, sharing your views, what all you want to be brought into this channel. So we have a lot of questions lined up for Samanvi, but before we go ahead and start bombarding her with those questions, let's just give her 2 minutes and go from there. So tell me about something about yourself, Samanvi, and let's go from there.
Well, I'm a senior at Triangle Math and Science Academy. I'm very passionate about STEM. And as a side hobby since 3rd grade, I've been pursuing South Indian music as well as painting. So.
Wow, lovely. So I already see this conversation being very interesting because we have a person who is a painter. So she's going to be painting all her, suggestions, inputs, and we'll be very lucky to get all of that on this channel. So I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you once again, Samanvi, for your time today. So let's, start with our first question, and which is one of the very critical questions that everybody has in their mind is around AP subjects. So let's start with that. How many did you have? What was your thought process when you were kind of opting for it? And before you deep dive into the AP subjects, I would also like you to kind of throw some light on as to how your high school year was. Start with that, and then let's go deep down on the AP subjects.
Yeah. Well, as most high schoolers, I started my high school year right after COVID. So definitely was challenging for me, especially in terms of social life, friends. Being behind the screen, I lost touch with contact with a lot of friends. So coming back in my freshman year, also new teachers, I didn't know them. So it was, for me, it was hard in that aspect. But throughout high school, I think that's what I learned, like how to put myself out there, grow as a person, and increase my communication skills. And that is, it's a huge skill, like that's very useful for college and your future. So yeah. And then about APs, so till now, counting this year, I've taken 12 APs. And so my lineup, I took my APs in sophomore year the first time. I didn't really have any sort of like a, system of taking APs. I knew I was really interested in math. So to continue, I took AP Calc AB in my sophomore year. And obviously it had a name, hardest AP course and all of that. And I was overwhelmed too because it was my first time with APs. So what I did that year was I took AP Calc AB stats and balanced it out with something easier like AP psychology. And that's a pattern that is kind of stuck with the entire high school. So I took like hard courses, balanced them out with easier ones. So in terms of like homework, I wasn't that overwhelmed. But one thing I would say is that APs are just out there so you can explore different topics. For me, in my sophomore year, I did not expect to take statistics. I went into high school thinking, oh, I'll do computer science, engineering, like completely just coding. Because, I talked to my father before and he was like, computer science is a great career, easier to settle in. But that year, sophomore year, I took statistics and I really loved working with data, analysis, all of that. And so that changed my perspective, and now I want to pursue a career in data science. So kind of integrate coding with mathematics. So I would say don't limit yourself to like one course. Just because AP physics is popular, like doesn't mean you have to take it. Try out different things like macroeconomics, so many other things. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, excellent. Like, I'm speechless with the kind of thought process you had, and you had kind of lined up your AP subjects. It's just not, they are there. They are the toughest subject. That's the reason they are advanced programs. That's the reason that they are there in high school. And you try to, try different subjects according to your interest, also something which you got guidance from your dad, and then you went with that option of okay, let me try statistics. And I loved, it was such a gem of a suggestion that try to balance out. Take something which is very tough, take something which is, you know, on a lighter a foot on as a subject, and you're balancing out your AP subject. So it was a very, very deep insight on AP subjects, and I'm sure most of the students are going to be really now lining up their AP subjects according to the suggestions that you have given. So that was excellent, Samanvi. So now we have you know, touched on the AP subjects, and how much deep you think that has an impact on your GPA, and how are you thinking to plan out you know, your GPA as well? Like, you had 12 APs. That's incredible. So yeah, throw some light as to how you're doing your
So I think definitely balancing them out. I had a, like, in terms of tests and everything, I wasn't that overwhelmed. But when it comes to GPA, I would say, with the mindset of going to a class thinking about, oh, I need to get an A in it, I think in freshman year I was like that, and that was very stressful for me, and oftentimes I didn't do well on tests because it was more just about the grade but not the content, and I was rushing through things like, you know, grinding. But I guess through high school I realized that if you really pay attention to the content and the whatever you're learning, your grades will automatically like reflect how well, you know, versed you are in that, like in that course. So I would say do not keep thinking about GPA, because if it's in the back of your mind, you're gonna get stressed and you can't put a lot of focus on your, like, everything. But I mean, GPA is important, but also just focus in your classes. Normally, you will do fine, and GPA obviously will reflect that. And then also great balance between work and like personal life. Don't just make it about academics. Once you get back home, just, you know, try out different hobbies. Just take some time off and then go back to work. And I think that balance really helped me achieve like a good GPA. Yeah.
Wow, lovely. I'm you know, thoroughly enjoying my conversation with Samanvi, and I really wonder that, you know, what all are, you know, is going to come in, but it's a lot of deep insight. So don't stress out on things, breathe, and you know, craft your journey, and you will be there. If you're enjoying your journey, of course the end you know, result will be good and will be, you know, on your side, but stressing out is not going to help. So so that was excellent, Samanvi. Thank you so much. So we have very, you know, lightly we have touched upon the AP subjects, you know, Samanvi's suggestion as to how it should be. She herself have, you know, taken 12 of them, not 24, 12 of them, and then she has sailed it through by, you know, balancing it out. She did, you know, give a good insight on the GPA, how it should be and how you should be, the thought process behind that. Don't stress out too much that, okay, I have to have 5, because when you you know, have the end target set, then of course the journey towards the end target becomes very bumpy, and it's with a lot of hiccups. So don't set anything for yourself, but of course you know, try to reach for the stars, and sky will be yours. So that was good, and we have a lot more that we'll be covering with Samanvi. We have like extracurriculars. We wanted to touch point on volunteering, how she is doing, where she is doing, how she has been doing throughout her 4 years, and of course primarily for which everybody is looking for all the information is around the college application. How nervous are you? What is that, you know, you've planned to conquer this important thing of your, you know, because that is the pivotal and you know, start of your next 4 years. So we have all those lined up for you, and trust me, you'll have a lot of information, because I know Samanvi is she's painting everything so well for us. So don't go anywhere. Go for a quick water break and come back, and we have all the informations lined up for you. See you soon.